Should say about this, Ole. A retired storekeeper and his wife on a houseboat cruise. A floating second honeymoon, 600 miles from home, with lots more country to see, many more rivers to cross.
The river is deep, the channel is wide, the motor is humming a song, and everyone has a wonderful time as we go floating along.
That's how it is today, Ole. We wind up the motor and go wherever the water goes. It's a new way of life, a water way of life. But outboard motoring sowed its wild oats before it settled down. There was a period of rip and roar, of speed and more speed.
I don't know, Bess. I just don't think that racing is a big future in our kind of business. The company that spends the most money wins the most races. But what does that prove?
Well, I agree, Ole. The women don't like speed and danger. They want family recreation, and that's our business, the family.
That's right, Bess. The family.
Outboard motoring is a family affair, the attainable dream of life on the open water. You made captains out of kids, Ole. A boy has to grow up to fly a plane or drive a car, but he can go to sea now. The wheel in his hands, his eye on the horizon. The outboard motor will never again be a knuckle-buster, a putt-putt, a gadget. It's the quiet power behind a big idea. The idea that every man may enjoy the pleasures of life afloat. It's the membership card in the all-American, everybody welcome, all hands eligible, no gold braid yacht club. Remember that acrobatic stunt called water skiing that a few reckless daredevils used to perform? Well, today it's a national sport. Even mothers are giving it a go, and their children are showing them how. Things have changed so, Ole, that there's as much fun riding behind the motor as there is riding in front of it. Your first motor couldn't have pulled all that weight, Ole, but its basic design is still followed by the industry today. Then came the 1921 Alto, the first successful twin and the first made extensively of aluminum. The 1928 Quad, the first four-cylinder outboard and the first to pass the 40-mile-an-hour mark. The 1930 Fold Light, the first folding outboard. The 1931 460, over 70 miles an hour in time trial runs. The 1934 Light 4 Imperial, first to wear a protective hood. That's where you left off, Ole. And this is where we are today. Swinging down the river and running around the bay, fill the day with laughter, in the air with spray. On the trail to seaward, on the trail to home, there's a happy seaway made of spray and foam. A long, long trail a-winding to a sea of happy days, Ole, a foam and furrow. Saturday mornings, weekend sailors cruise around, looking over the beaches. It's mighty prettier out there. It's a short fella, long fella, rich man, poor, running on the water on a weekend tour from New York Harbor to the Golden Gate. Every man's a sailor, every girl a mate. And is everybody happy? There's no need to ask, Ole. Yes, Ole, your engine's doing fine, better than you hoped in 1909. Who would have dreamed, Ole Evinrude, the owners of your motor make a mighty multitude? 20 million Americans raising the spray in rivers, bays, lakes, and in shallow inlets. And there's lots of excitement, thrills, and sport with wind to the starboard, wind to the port. Easy on the pocket, easy on the mind, hightail and hitchhikers hanging on behind for dear life. Pennants flying, waving at the breeze, setting on bows that cut through the seas. The sea is the limit, it's all your own, but friendly faces tell you, you are not alone. No, siree, the throttle is always wide open on good fellowship. 5 million outboards purring right along, humming a star-spangled powerful song. 5 million now, how many more in 1974? Doesn't matter, Ole, every motor means happy days. Yes, siree, a man's best friend is his motor.